Maduro appears to understand the threat of his people demanding freedom. But the unprecedented scale of his crackdown on the protesters has largely been masked from the rest of the world by a heavy veil of internet and media censorship designed to simultaneously disable the opposition and to mask the scale of their oppression from the outside world. Some ingenious remedies have emerged, including Austin, Texas's own Zello, a direct messaging service that allows members to communicate freely, either privately with individuals or over open channels that can support hundreds of thousands of users. Despite the best efforts of the Venezuelan censors to block access to Zello, the company has nimbly developed patches and workarounds to maintain service to the some 600,000 Venezuelans who have downloaded the app since the protest began. Zello is a shining example of how we can use our technological advantage to support those fighting for economic and political freedom across the globe, recalling our proud tradition of radio-free Europe during the Cold War. Can you imagine, Madam President, apps like Zello spreading to millions of Cubans, to millions of Iranians, to millions of Chinese, providing them the tools to directly speak out for freedom? But we have other ways of supporting those advocating for a more free and prosperous Venezuela, such as supporting the sort of liberal economic reforms that Mr. Lopez has proposed. Given the remarkable natural resources that Venezuela has enjoyed, it is ridiculous, it is tragic that the economy has been so mismanaged that citizens face a chronic shortage of basic necessities. But this situation is not inevitable, and the United States is uniquely poised to help. For the United States, Canada, and now Mexico, democratic, market-oriented energy production has been the foundation of what we are beginning to call the American energy renaissance. And there is no reason that Venezuela could not also reap these benefits if they reverse the socialist policies that have destroyed their economy. In this event, the United States could help Venezuela reach its full energy potential by offering a bilateral investment treaty that would cover the energy sector. Such an arrangement would protect American companies eager to invest in Venezuela and at the same time modernize facilities and increase production of crude, which I might add can be refined at the Citgo facilities in Corpus Christi, Texas, resulting in gasoline and other refined petroleum products that can be sold in the open market for the benefit of the Venezuelan people, not given to Cuba to prop up the Castros. Which is a better deal for the Venezuelan people? Having them receive the benefits of the bounty God has given that country in the open market, receive freedom, receive material blessings, or have instead their oil given to Castro to fuel the repressive policies that are inflicting misery on so many millions? This is a dangerous and unsettling moment for Venezuela, but it's also a moment of great opportunity. Almost exactly 1 year ago, the Obama administration had a chance to push strongly for reform in Venezuela when Chavez was on his deathbed. Instead, the Obama administration opted not to rock the boat, in hopes that Chavez's hand-picked successor would prove more susceptible to diplomatic outreach, that he might not follow Chavismo. These hopes are apparently evergreen, as just yesterday, a State Department spokeswoman announced that they were open to closer engagement with the Maduro regime, saying, quote, "We have indicated, and have indicated for months, our openness to develop a more constructive relationship with Venezuela." Negotiating with tyrants and bullies doesn't work. The notion that our State Department could at this moment extend yet another olive branch to Caracas is exactly backwards. This is the moment to point out that Maduro's abuse of his fellow citizens is intolerable to the United States, that if he wants better relations with us, he should start by listening to the demands of his own people. He should immediately and unconditionally release Leopoldo Lopez, who is being held as a hostage at the mercy of an authoritarian state. He should lift the cloud of censorship that he's using to isolate Venezuelans from each other and from the rest of the world. And the United States should do all it can to help the people of Venezuela as they choose a different path, a path of freedom and prosperity that will return this one-time enemy to their traditional role of our partner and friend. That's where the Venezuelan people want to be. And it is only their brutal leadership that is preventing it.